obviously there's been a tragedy in Canada today, but you were planning to focus on defensive industrial strategy. Today I understand that's on hold, but because the embargo lifts it too, I wanted to give you the opportunity to say anything about the
Well, obviously our hearts and souls are with the community in Tumbler Ridge, and I was in contact with the Premier yesterday and with the Minister of Economic Development, Ravi Kalin, and we will concentrate today on the community, and of course we will be there for them to be able to heal.
Quelle est la première chose qui vous passe par la tête?
Bien, non seulement il y a la tragédie de Tumbler Ridge qui a eu lieu hier, mais aussi ce matin on se réveille avec une nouvelle dévastatrice au Québec avec un père qui aurait tué ses 2 enfants à Kitikandjibi. Ben, premièrement, bien entendu, mes pensées sont avec les victimes, avec les familles, mais je pense qu'au-delà de ça, c'est une tragédie de trop et qui a des conséquences réelles de Kitikandjibi à Tumbler Ridge.
Sur un sujet complètement différent, vous avez sûrement vu ce que M. Trump semble vouloir dire.
Aujourd'hui, je ne fais pas de commentaires.
Avec la dernière question,
Merci.
Bonjour tout le monde. Well, I just first want to say that today in the House of Commons, immediately after question period, parties will, including the Prime Minister, will deliver a statement following a moment of silence in the wake of these unbelievable incidents in British Columbia and in my own Outaouais region. Donc, on est tous sous le choc avec les incidents tragiques en Colombie-Britannique et en Outaouais. Et le Premier ministre ainsi que des représentants de d'autres partis feront une déclaration aujourd'hui après la période de questions suivant un moment de silence en Chambre.
Et sur les questions de collaboration avec les conservateurs sur le CIN, ça avance? Quelle forme ça prend?
Mais les discussions se poursuivent, c'est tout ce que je peux vous dire à ce moment.
There's also a murder-suicide in your writing as well, you said, in Kitikandjibi.
Yeah.
Explain to that dual tragedy, like within hours of each other. What does
Well,
it
it's
show you?
just, I mean, it's just an unbelievable thing to wake up to. I know that community very well. My thoughts go out to the chief, all the members of that community. These are joyous, wonderful, incredibly productive and constructive people who live, who are our neighbors. And to lose 2 children like that is just an unbelievable thing.
En français, justement, pour ce qui se passe dans votre circonscription.
Ce n'est pas dans ma circonscription, mais dans ma région, c'est un dur réveil pour tout l'Outaouais. Les gens de Kitikandjibi sont attachants, enthousiastes, ce sont nos voisins. Et quelle horreur que de se réveiller ce matin avec la nouvelle qu'on a perdu 2 de ces jeunes-là, avec un avenir devant eux, avec une famille, avec des amis qui jouaient dehors probablement. Et moi, je veux exprimer mes sincères condoléances à tout le monde, puis l'Outaouais est sous le choc.
In your view, why is it that the RCMP put up such few details on this last night? Typically, there's more.
I can't speak to that.
This government removed sections that gave ministers powers to ignore laws. I believe that's in the Red Tape Reduction Act sections. Are you open to making those changes to get this bill passed?
Well, I'm always open, but let me start by saying the whole country is mourning today. We had a great tragedy in our country. Thinking about the first responders and the families and all the people impacted. That's really what's top of mind for all Canadians. And you've seen the world also reacting to this tragedy. We don't see these things in our country. So let me start with that, because that's really what's in the mind of every Canadian today. On the bill, I've always been open. I've said that what we've proposed with respect to sandboxes is something you find in other G7 jurisdictions. But in the spirit of removing the obstruction that we've seen, I'm open-minded to make sure that we move forward. We need to move forward as a country.
Pourriez-vous être plus précis? Quand vous dites « je suis ouvert à des compromis », ça pourrait prendre quelle forme précisément par rapport au bac à sable?
Permettez-moi de juste dire en français, je pense qu'aujourd'hui, on vient de vivre une tragédie d'une ampleur sans précédent. Je pense que l'ensemble du pays aujourd'hui est en deuil. Nos pensées sont d'abord pour les familles, tous les gens qui sont touchés dans toute la communauté, les premiers répondants aussi. Je les remercie pour leur travail. Ils sont toujours là pour protéger les communautés. C'est vraiment ça qui retient toute notre attention ce matin. Sur votre question concernant ce qu'on a appelé les carrés de sable réglementaires, j'ai essayé de mettre un peu la part des choses. C'est-à-dire que d'abord, il faut ramener le débat sur cette question-là de façon, j'allais dire, basée sur des faits. Comme je dis, ce type d'allègement réglementaire est assez connu. Ça fait longtemps que ça existe dans les pays du G7, dans les pays de l'OCDE, de différentes façons. Le but pourquoi on avait fait ça, c'était pour être aussi compétitif que d'autres juridictions. Au niveau de ce qu'on est prêt à faire, moi, je suis prêt à écouter. Il y en a qui disaient que ça prend plus d'encadrement.
Oui, précisément, ça veut dire quoi? Parce que...
il y a eu différentes suggestions, discussions là-dessus. Tout ce que je peux vous dire, c'est que, encadrer, s'assurer qu'il y a des limites, s'assurer qu'il y a un rôle pour le Parlement. Nous, quand on a proposé ça représentait la volonté des innovateurs de bonne foi, en disant, écoutez, on veut faire ça. Maintenant, vous me connaissez, pour permettre d'enlever l'obstruction qu'on a vue, permettre à ce projet de loi-là important d'avancer, on est prêt à le faire.
Mais l'idée derrière tout ça, c'est de faire en sorte que les choses vont plus vite, qu'il y a moins de paperasse. Alors, est-ce que ces encadrements...
Écoutez, vous savez, moi, je suis dans un Parlement minoritaire, alors je suis obligé de faire avec ce que j'ai. Moi, je pense que ce qu'on avait prévu, ça se comparait très bien aux autres juridictions du G7, l'OCDE. Pour ça, quand j'ai témoigné en comité, j'ai dit, écoutez, moi, je ne vis pas sur une île isolée. Il faut que je me compare à ceux qui ont déjà ce système-là pour permettre l'innovation au pays. On voulait alléger l'aspect réglementaire. Pourquoi? Parce que des fois, quand vous avez une innovation, l'idée de ça, c'est que vous dites, dans ce cadre-là, avec des limites de temps, dans l'intérêt public, en excluant évidemment différents processus législatifs, on va permettre d'innover. Quand ça sera fait, ensuite de ça, on pourra voir si on devrait faire un allègement réglementaire plus large. Bon, là, l'opposition me dit, écoutez, nous, on n'est pas satisfait de ça, on veut plus de barrières, de limites ou plus d'encadrement, j'allais dire des barrières, mais des garde-fous. Je dis, écoutez, moi, je veux bien parce que je veux garder l'esprit de ça, mais je suis quand même conscient que on devra se pencher sur cette question.
Ça pourrait ressembler à quoi les prochaines étapes? Ça pourrait ressembler à quoi les prochaines étapes? Là, il pourrait y avoir un amendement proposé par les conservateurs que vous acceptez?
Écoutez, moi, ce que je veux, c'est que ça avance. Quand les gens nous regardent à la maison aujourd'hui, ils veulent que les choses avancent parce que le budget, d'abord, a des mesures importantes sur plusieurs enjeux qui touchent les citoyens. Je serai au comité du Sénat aujourd'hui, justement, pour témoigner. Donc, on va travailler avec les leaders parlementaires. Vous savez, moi, je suis raisonnable. Si ça prend ça pour avancer, on va engager des discussions, tout en gardant l'esprit que, quand on a fait ça au début, c'était d'abord et avant tout pour, j'allais dire, favoriser les innovateurs chez nous et enlever certaines...
Avez-vous vu les propositions conservatrices et quand
on a des discussions sur ce qu'on pourrait faire pour permettre de faire avancer les choses.
On BC, have any of your counterparts in the U.S. reached out to you regarding the tragedy that happened in BC?
Listen, I won't go into the specifics, but I can tell you I did receive a number of messages. I mean, this is a tragedy that goes beyond our border. You're talking about children, talking about the school, talking about the community. It is shocking. We don't see that, thanks God, we don't see that very often in our country. So I think the world has been expressing, from what I've seen, condolences. And the nation is mourning today. Merci.
Here, another tragedy in your province.
Sorry, I didn't. It's a massive tragedy. It's in a very small community, so it'll be, very difficult to deal with this. I mean, who do you lean on when your entire community is affected? by tragedies of this magnitude that we don't see in this country very often. So it's a big deal.
The Prime Minister talked about possibly learning some lessons. Like, what would you think needs to be learned from something like this?
You know, I don't know how to put this, but, you know, troubled people do unthinkable things from time to time. And I think right now we just have to figure out how we manage our way through the crisis that we're in. Like I mentioned, this community I think only has 2,400 people, and there's 10 deaths and 27 people injured. That community will have almost every single person will be affected directly. I'm sure if you do the math and you connect the web that weaves out into that community, who do you lean on when everybody's affected? It'll be very difficult to move forward for that community. So we have to
be more support headed to that community?
Well, the government of Canada is going to do whatever it can to support them. The province of British Columbia, I'm sure, will do the same. But it's a massive deal. It's a small community. So it will take the province, the country, everyone to come together right now to give that community what it needs to get through the situation. And we can go back, you know, sooner rather than later to figure out why. But right now we just have to support them and give them what they need today, right now.
What might that support look like? What kind of support can the federal government offer in this situation?
What can they do? Well, Minister Robertson and the minister, there's two ministers headed there right now with the Premier. So they'll find out exactly what they need. I mean, I'm not there, I haven't been briefed, so I don't know specifically, but whatever their needs are, those needs will be met.
Have you talked to anyone back in British Columbia about this?
No, because I didn't find out about this till I was going to bed last night, and I went to caucus this morning, so I haven't spoken to anybody about it.
How's it sitting with you?
Well, I'm pretty shaken by it. It's a massive deal. It's not too far from my home riding in Kelowna. So yeah, it's a big deal.
I think we'll have to get going.
Thank you.
As you are aware, as a provincial representative years ago, we went through the loss shooting, the loss for that day, and an additional instructor died a year later, and it does really re-trigger a lot of emotions with a lot of people. So just my heartfelt gratitude for those that helped, and the community is going to have a tough time moving forward. A lot of questions, but powerful emotions that they're going through right now, and things like this, you know, re-triggers folks like myself, and it's a tough round. It's very, very tough.
Mm-hmm.
So
especially
many prayers to them.
I mean, especially as being another small northern community. Just what can you tell us just about the kind of impact an event like this has?
It's devastating. This takes so much energy out of your lives, and I can only imagine how the parents and the folks and families that are being impacted by the shooting. As an elected representative, we went through this, as you are correctly pointed out. There's going to need a lot of prayers. You're almost in a surreal moment, and a lot of heavy emotions, a lot of questions. But as time goes on, I think just offering as much support to the community is so vitally important.
Thanks for stopping. I hope you're doing all right.
Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Any statements on the tragedy that happened in BC in your capacity as parliamentary secretary?
Combating crime, yeah. Look, it's a travesty what's happened, and I think our public safety and national security apparatus is doing due diligence currently on exactly what happened. I don't want to comment and, you know, presuppose what happened, and there's lots of rumors on social media. Be careful what you see there.
The minister's going to BC. What is he going there to do exactly? What is your understanding of what his role is going to be in that province?
Well, look, I think showing support for the families and the victims, part one. Part two is showing support to our law enforcement and national security apparatus. You don't think this sort of stuff happens in our country. Sorry, it's just a little emotional. Sorry.
Well, but I know as BC MP, just how you're feeling this morning.
I mean, we're all devastated. Our thoughts, our hearts are with the folks in Tumbler Ridge. as a dad, as a Canadian, as a British Columbian, this is the kind of thing that you dread every single day, and we're there with that community and spirit, and in action, whatever we can do to do, obviously we'll do. But it's unimaginable.
Surtout en tant que parent, j'imagine, quand vous entendez cette nouvelle-là, quelle est la première chose qui vous passe par la tête?
La première chose que j'ai pensé, c'est les enfants, l'impact sur la famille, sur la communauté, le fait que dans une petite communauté comme ça, l'impact c'est sévère, mais c'est un impact qui est pour nous en Colombie-Britannique, mais pour le pays entier. C'est une tragédie énorme et nous sommes tous avec les familles des victimes.
Parce que c'est petit, tout le monde se connaît.
C'est une ville très très petite, oui. Et d'une école très petite. Et l'impact sera... C'est difficile à savoir, c'est difficile à comprendre. Merci.
Merci.
We're finishing up our study on foreign interference. I think we have the Foreign Interference Commissioner coming, and their schedule is open after that, so we'll see what the committee chooses to do.
Do you know how soon we could see them talk about this stuff?
Well, if there's an appetite, and I'm not going to speculate whether that exists or not, but we'll need new topics for studies.
It seems like there's consensus, though, on at least reforming question period, maybe altering hybrid parliament. Do you have a stance on either of those?
I don't want to take a stance on question period. I don't know that it's wise for government members to be opining about changing question period, and if there's desire among the opposition to make changes to that, we're happy to study it.
Well, what about Corey Hogan? He's a government MP.
Yeah, you'll have to speak to Corey.